Okay, today I'm here with Dallen Turner. He is a pitcher joining the Bacon for the second half of the season. He is from Utah, but played for Wagner in Staten Island, New York for 2 years. And then he played at the Academy of Art in San Francisco for 2 years. And now he will be playing for his final year at Carson Newman in Jefferson City, Tennessee.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So you moved around quite a bit, obviously.
Yep.
What was your biggest lesson that you learned from moving around so much?
Kind of being in those places kind of just taught me that to just be where my feet are, get out of that bubble that I've lived in my whole life and just experience new things.
Obviously, there's a lot of difference between those different states all across the country, from social differences to different weather to the drivers. I heard that you had an experience with bad drivers in San Francisco. Can you tell me about that?
Oh my gosh. So in San Francisco, a lot of people like ride their scooters. And before I went out there in the fall of 22, I thought it'd be a great idea to buy one of those motorized scooters. So this older lady in a Mercedes or BMW, I can't remember, one of those foreign cars, just didn't yield at all, just whipped out in front of me and just hit me. And then she didn't know where I was, and I fell down because she didn't hit me head on. I kind of ran into the side of her car, and then I kind of fell down, and she didn't know where I was, so she just kept kind of rolling forward, and my foot was kind of under her tire, and she ran over my foot, and then so it was this big ordeal. The cops are called, the ambulance came, I got an X-ray, and it was all good. I just had some big time bruising on my foot, and I was out of baseball for a day, and then I showed up to practice the next day, and that was about it.
That is wild. And you weren't actually injured, right? Other than bruising?
I was lucky to get out of there with the injury that I had, with a bruised foot and a bruised ego, that's for sure.
So just one day off of baseball, and then you're back.
Yeah, I was back. The coaches wanted me to take a break for a while, but I was fine.
So then aside from actual schools that you've played at, last summer you had the opportunity to play at Western Nebraska with the Pioneers.
Yep.
So that's obviously another summer league team, and then you've played at all of these collegiate teams. How do you adapt to the different techniques and dynamics that come with each of these new teams?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, there's kind of, every league kind of has a little niche. With the CPL, I would say it's the best of the best. It's a top league in college baseball, summer ball leagues, and that was something that I wanted to be a part of, especially with this kind of going into my last year. I wanted to face the best, compete against the best. But I think at the end of the day, playing summer ball, obviously, a lot of people want to get the reps in. But I think it's the thing that makes summer ball so special is being around the people that you meet, because a lot of the people that you meet here are going to be people that, are going to be there for the rest of your life.
So what sparked your love for baseball?
Oh man, I mean, I kind of got a late start into baseball. I come from a wrestling family in Utah. Wrestling's really big in Utah, and my family they're big wrestlers, and so I wrestled a lot when I was growing up, and my parents thought it'd be a good idea to kind of get me into baseball, and I just kind of just rode with it. I'm not gonna lie, I was really, really bad at the start. I started baseball when I was 8 or 9, and I was one of the guys that was probably the worst kid on the team, and I stepped at the plate and no one believed in me or nothing like that. And, and I just continued to work at it just because I loved it so much. And it broke my dad's heart because I think he really wanted me to wrestle. And I was a pretty good little wrestler when I was a little bit younger, but kind of baseball just kind of took over my life. And baseball has always been kind of like an escape from reality. I've always been a very competitive individual. I hate losing. I hate losing more than anything ever, and I think that really comes from my dad being very competitive and in everything he does, and he kind of passed that on to me. So baseball is kind of a sport that really pushes the competitive juices, and that's kind of what sparked everything.
That's awesome. So aside from baseball, what would you say that you're passionate about?
So my dad, he trains thoroughbred racehorses. So that's something that I've been entangled with my whole life, being around the horses, whether and riding them, just taking care of them. And we have we have some land out in Utah where my dad has his whole operation and trains the race horses and everything. And working with the horses has taught me a lot of life lessons as well. Just the importance of responsibility. That's the biggest thing he's taught me is like, if you love something, you got to put everything you got into it.
So it sounds like your family is really important to you. How have they supported you in your baseball career specifically?
Oh man. Words can't describe how much my family's meant to me. They've supported me every dip and valley. I wouldn't, I would go out on a limb and say that my college career hasn't been exactly what I wanted it to be, but knowing that I'll always have their support means the world to me. Being away from them, it's hard, just because I was such a homebody when I was growing up, and but they travel the whole length of the country to come watch me play and do whatever they can to watch me play, and that means the world to me. So always knowing that they're in my corner is a really big help.
That's awesome. Okay, so we are going to play a little game of Would You Rather.
Okay.
We're going to help Bacon Nation get to know you a little bit more.
All right,
okay?
You got it.
So we're going to start off a little silly. Would you rather speak every language, or would you rather talk to animals?
Talk to animals.
Really?
100%.
Why?
I wouldn't even hesitate. I would love to be able to listen to animals and talk to them. That'd be so cool.
Really cool. Okay. Would you rather never need sleep or never need to eat?
Never need to eat.
Really?
Never
Why?
need to eat. If I don't get sleep, I'm literally the grumpiest human alive. Like, I am unbearable to be around. So I'd much rather just go without food.
Has that been hard this season? Because you guys are on the road a lot.
Yeah, that's been something I had to get used to. Getting home at 3, 4 in the morning, and then, and I'm really big into my routine. So I like to go to the gym and get my workout in. Go to the pools, do all my swimming recovery stuff. So like, I try to stick to the routines as much as possible, and that means getting up early. So that's been a really tough adjustment. Getting back at 3 in the morning, then waking up at 7 or 8, go to the gym. It's been tough.
Would you rather be the best player on a losing team or the worst player on a winning team? I know you said you're really competitive. So
I am, but at the end of the day, all that matters is the team. So if that meant that even if I'm the worst player and I'm contributing somehow to a winning team, I think that's all that matters. So I think I'll do that one.
Okay. So would you rather have a career as a starting pitcher with a 20-win season or be the closer with 50 saves in a season?
50 saves.
Really? Why?
50 saves. I mean, I've always been a starter growing up, but there's nothing better than coming into the 9th inning and in a win-lose situation and just locking it down. I think that goes above and beyond than starting any game. And that really gets the competitive juices going.
I hear you're a big Spider-Man fan.
Huge Spider-Man fan.
Where did that come from?
Oh, this is embarrassing, but
no, it's not. No, it's not.
when I was little, I first off couldn't talk till I was like 4. I had like my own language, so no one knew like what I wanted or anything. But I don't know where it came from. I don't know if I watched the movies or got a hold of a comic book or something, but I was convinced that I was Spider-Man. And I would dress up in my Spider-Man costume, and I would have like my aunts and uncles like swing me around the house and pretend I was shooting webs. And yeah, I am. It's embarrassing, but I was convinced I was Spider-Man for a couple years, and then I finally kind of knocked out and kind of figured it out and was like, all right, Dallen, you're not Spider-Man. You gotta be a normal kid. All right. So,
some people had imaginary friends. You thought you were Spider-Man.
Yeah, so I wasn't an imaginary friend guy. I was just fully convinced that I was Spider-Man.
So then circling back to Making Bacon, what has been the biggest thing that you have learned from the season?
So coming off of injury, it's been tough. Just kind of getting back into the swing of things, getting back in a very competitive environment. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful to, like I said, face the best competition in the country. The coolest thing that I've witnessed since being here is just the fans. Fans have been awesome. They show out every game. They're so into it. They're into the game. You know it. They love their Making Bacon, and it's a joy to play for them every home game. And I appreciate their guys' support. I've never seen a summer ball team like that, and I've been in college baseball for a long time. It's been really cool to see how passionate our fans are and how much they love us and how they enjoy baseball.
Yeah, we have a very unique set of fans. They are just awesome. Can you talk a little bit about that injury and what that was like and how that affected your baseball career?
I threw a slider and I felt the pull again, felt it pop, and it, the tingling and fire sensation up your arm. And I remember I knew immediately, and I picked up my glove and walked off the field. And I was just in such disbelief. I remember calling my parents, calling my dad, and telling them, what I felt. And the one thing that really stuck out to me on my conversation with him was he's like, all right, listen, you got 5 minutes to soak about this thing. And then you get back in the dugout and you pick up your teammates and cheer on your team. And I listened to what he said. I sat there for 5 minutes, got back up and went into the dugout and cheered on my team. MRI came back and I had multiple tears, scheduled a surgery and got the surgery about a week later. And after that, it was just recovery and rehab and everything. It was tough though, just because knowing the whole valleys and that comes with being a pitcher, I knew that it was going to be a struggle, but I just love this game too much to give up and to let a little injury put me down. I love this game too much to give up, and this might be my last year ever playing baseball, so I want to make the most out of it and just play my heart out, and whatever happens, happens.
Closing out, is there one last thing you would like to say to Bacon Nation?
Oh, yeah. I just want to say thank you. This has been an awesome summer. It's been awesome to kind of be around you guys. And I know for myself and the rest of my teammates, we appreciate Making Bacon fans more than anything, coming out and supporting us. Same things with our host families. The host, we honored them the other night. We appreciate them so much for having us and letting us be in their homes, be part of their family. It's been a real special summer, and I'm really glad to be here, and I'm really glad to get to finish it out, and hopefully we finish out strong.
Well, Dallen, thank you so much.
Thank you.